back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts. Awesome channel. I've been watching him for a while. He took a little break and then did a video on a woman that is 123 years old and still looking for a man. Let's get to the chow. It's chow time.
When men proposed to her parents, she always turned down the proposals, waiting for the time she'd feel ready for it. There was a time I started to develop some feelings for men, and I wished to have someone to spend my time with. By the time I developed such feelings, I was no longer a young woman who attracts men. I was old, and that played...
You guys hear that? Damn. When she finally realized she wanted a man, she was too old for men. This is what's happening in society now, right? All these women that are becoming late 30s, 40s that don't have kids. Most men are not going to look for them as viable partners because most men want kids, right? And these women can't fix that issue. You can't fix the issue of having kids. You really can't. That's just biologically done with once you hit certain ages or once you hit menopause. But women think they have this endless time to do whatever they want whenever they want, instead of focusing on a family, getting children, sending them to school. Then you can do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of your life. Why? Because you did the things that you needed to do that was time sensitive. Getting a career and building your career up to be whatever the fuck you want it to be, you have a whole lifetime for that. You really do. But to raise kids, you have a very limited time as women.
A role to restrict men from approaching me.
See? Now, when she hit that age and when she wanted to, men just stopped approaching her because she wasn't a viable partner anymore.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this particular story. So we have a woman that's 123 years old, which is kind of impressive. I'm not going to lie, right? I don't know what her workout schedule is like or her, diet.
You know, they say in Africa they have like the most variant of genes. Like you get like the smartest of people and the stupidest of people, the tallest of people and the shortest of people, the fastest of people and the slowest of people. Now we get the oldest of people and probably the youngest of people. Like, I don't know very many people that's reached 123. That is a significant number. Even people in Japan don't reach that kind of numbers. They reach like 110, but 123, holy shit.
Routine is, but 123, you got to give her some credit for that. Now we got to talk about the elephant in the room here, right? The fact that she is a virgin at 123. Now, she's never been with a man before. She's never had any sort of sexual relationship. She's never been married. And now at her advanced age, she's now realizing what life is about, right? She has a void, unfulfilling feeling that she walks around with on a day-to-day basis. Now, as you could imagine, her life is extremely difficult as she navigates her daily activities. But let's go ahead and roll this clip because I think it's very important to kind of highlight these things because there's definitely a lot of similarities and parallels when you look at modern dating.
When men proposed to her parents, she always turned down the proposals, waiting for the time she'd feel ready for it. There was a time I started to develop some feelings for men, and I wished to have someone to spend my time with. By the time I developed such feelings, I was no longer a young woman who attracts men. I was old, and that played a role to restrict men from approaching me.
That is a feat. 123 years old virgin. Damn. Like, that is quite a feat. Like, just that age alone, but to be alone for over a century. Holy shit. I'm surprised this woman is able to be alive just because most people don't stay alive this long without connections, without strong connections or strong bonds to family and things. So that trips me out.
Untouched by intimacy and covered in wrinkles, Teresia has never seen the nakedness of a man, and for 122 years she lives on with the unfulfilled desire, a defiant hope, and a courageous spirit of waiting that one day a man will emerge and embrace her soul. This woman here is 123 years old, and yes, she had never spent a night with the company of a man.
cyakora kuri ubu ngubu mbega nanjye mwantera inkunga
Man, I'm still asking for someone to bring her a man. Women have no clue how lonely it is in these later ages, do they? They really don't. Like, even if this woman was to say this, I don't think very many women would take heed of what she's saying. They're just gonna be like, well, she probably, like, lived to be this long because she didn't have a man. I'm pretty sure that's probably gonna be something people say.
ako kagabo mukakambonera.
All right, guys, so there you have it, right? I couldn't fathom being 123 years old and single AF, right? At the end of the day, life is about people, connections, family, right? That's what life is truly about, right? And the whole talking points with, a lot of these modern women is about their degree, right? How much money they make, what bag did they, buy, what car do they have, right? A lot of these vanity things that don't mean anything in the next 5 to 10 years. And, whether we want to admit it or not, there's going to be a point in time in our lives where we get old, right? We're old and we're not able to do the things that we once used to do. And the last thing that you want to do in life is live with regret. And it's unfortunate, right? Because these things can be avoided. She had the option to get married multiple times, right? The same parallel and similarities with a lot of these modern women. All right, guys, let's check out some of these comments. First commenter says, Kevin Samuels would have a field day with this one.
It's funny,
and it's funny
true.
because it's true.
All right, so next commenter says, that's why she's still here. No stress from a man. Women, pay attention. She's giving you clear advice about being alone forever.
Yep.
Maybe you should think twice before saying you don't want a man. All right, so next commenter says, at this point, that blank may take you out. Leave it alone. Huh? All right, so next commenter says, that's why she lived so long. She hasn't let no one's son run her body down. All right, guys, so as you can see in the comments section, modern women are not really taking heed
No, they're not.
to this message. Meanwhile, you have a woman that's, 123 years old with no real purpose, right? She is moving on a day-to-day basis with a void within her. What's the point of living to 123 years old if you're just going to be in pain on a day-to-day basis, right? This is not a win. If anything, this is a cry for help, to feel compassion, right? To have a man in her life and to be loved. That's what this is about. When you look at the human experience, we weren't designed to be alone. We were designed to have companionship. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section.
123. At least 20 years of being alone. Sorry, 20 years. 100 years of being alone. Let's just say at 23, she probably wanted to date. At 23 is probably when she was getting all of those offers of husbands and things like that and denied them all and lived another century by herself. Seeing her parents die, seeing everybody around her pass away, and her becoming more and more lonely. This is the issue I have with when women say, I have friends. Friends will take care of me. Friends will do this. Friends will do that. No, friends move away. Friends die. Friends do all these things. Like friends change. Family is a little bit harder, especially when you have kids and you did well to raise those kids. They'll love you just like I love my mother. Like, that's obvious. I don't know, at least to me. So